Morrill. I'm with Mountain Kennels, have been training and breeding Labrador Retrievers for about 25 years. Our whole emphasis is deepening canine connections. One of the very first commands that we're going to give a new dog, like Sonny here, is the command sit. Now everybody knows the command sit, but what you're going to find is what we want him to do is discover in the learning process that if he does the right behavior, almost at first it's going to be accidental, that he's going to learn, hey. So I'm just getting his rear end to drop down on the ground. It's almost there, right? It's almost there, so I'm trying to get his head up, and when his head's up, he will accidentally every now and then drop on the ground. I'm trying to get him focused on the food, because he's going to learn that my hand produces the food the whole time. He's almost there, but he's not quite making the decision on his own. But notice I'm giving him very little option and trying to get him to make a decision to put that rear end down. And notice that I'm almost cupping his mouth with my hand, just because there's very few decisions that he has to make. It's not bad for him. He's smelling that food, and I'm putting it over his head. He's almost doing it. He's almost doing it. Huh. Now he's getting a little nervous. We're getting dogs. So he's got the food right in his... Almost, huh? Almost. Come on, you can show him. You can show him how it works. There you go, there you go, there you go. So I'm putting it down so far. He's gonna do it. Boy, he's really close, and then he wants to stand up again. Okay, come on. Again, I'm not forcing him to sit. I'm just putting his head in a position that it's way more comfortable, and he's interested in that position because there's food in my hand. But I'm going to need to take options away from him. When I say options away, I'm holding the leash just a little tighter. He wants to back up. So, yep, he's not going to be happy for a second. We'll get those wiggles out. We'll put my hand on his chin again. Food in the hand. He sees that food. All he's got to do is sit down. Good, good. So now he gets the food. So that was an accident. He doesn't even know why he got the food. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to get him out of that position and throw a piece of food in this kennel. He's going to hear it. He's going to explore. He's going to say, wow, I smell it. And then he's going to say, oh, this crate is a good thing. So now I'm going to ask him to come out. And once again, I'm going to cup his chin, and I'm going to put that food up there, and it's going to go a little bit quicker this time, I predict. Less options. He's getting a little frustrated, but all I want him to do is realize that when he puts his rear end down, that good things are going to happen. He's going to get that food, but he's very reluctant to put that rear end down. So I'm just going to give him very few options. Going to put that food over his head. He wants to back up. Backing up won't do it. I'm trying to give him the chance to do a lot of different things. Well, he wants to resist. And that we don't want it to be a negative thing, so we're trying to let him make the decision. But you can see, good, good. So now he gets the food. When he gets that food, I'm going to do this. And he heard that sound before, so he's going to work his way into the crate. Feels more comfortable with that. Then I'm going to bring him back out. He's going to see that there's food in my hand again. He's going to recognize this. He's going to be a little bit stubborn. I got to change hands, which makes it harder for me. And he hasn't quite figured it out yet. Now he's not struggling as much, but he hasn't quite figured out that if he gets his rear end down, everything goes away. All the negative goes away, and he gets positive. Good. So some people are tempted to push their rear end down. He hears that. He goes into the crate. That breaks him of any concern about the crate. He's smelling to find his piece of food. Then I say, here, here. And I give him the chance to come to the food again. And then I put my hand on his chin, take very little options. What he's going to realize pretty quickly within a session or two is it just really works out best if he just puts that rear end down. So I'm giving him, putting the hand over his head. And a lot of dogs you don't have to control as much because they're very fixated by the food. He tries to give up, so I'm having to hold his chin a little bit. And he hasn't quite figured out that putting that rear end down is what he wants to do. And he's very willing to let me bend. Most dogs don't want their neck bent back that far. And rather than have it bent back that far, they'll choose to sit. But he's just a little bit stubborn, which is okay. Now he's going to switch positions, and it seems like he does better in this position, but a little harder for me because good. There he goes. Accidental. All of it's accidental. Kennel. Kennel. Good. So now I'm starting to introduce the word. We're going to try to get it one more time. I've learned that if it starts out in my left hand, he's just a little bit better that way. And so for the very first day, we'll let him do it his way. Good. See how quickly that one went? Kennel. Kennel. Good. And we're going to ask him to come out again. Here. Here. Good. Now we're going to put our hands up. And I'm guessing. Good. That's what I was guessing, is that it'll happen much quicker. Kennel. We're going to see, I'm guessing this one will go very quickly. We'll see. He has a hard time. Good, good. And see, in the first session, it takes maybe 3 minutes to get that first one. But then it takes it should be about less than 10 seconds to get it once you've got him somewhat understanding. I don't want him sitting in that crate. So I want him to understand when his head goes up. Good. Because what's going to happen in our next session, here, Kennel, is that he's going to start looking up at my hand. In other words, I'm not going to have to maneuver right now I'm maneuvering his chin, right? In the next session, he's going to realize that my hand has got food, and he's going to look up, and his rear end is going to go down. We'll try to demonstrate that here. He might give us an opportunity. See, he's looking up at me right now, and he naturally sat down. So all we're trying to do is give him the clue that the food, keep his eye on the food. Good. And I'm giving the positive reinforcement. Look at there. He's already going into the crate on his own, right? So he's gotten the rhythm. So one more time. Here. Sit. Good. See how I didn't affect his chin at all? Where's he looking now? Right there. Okay, so now you've seen what a first session of the sit command looks like, and you're going to see in about 3 days, every time my hand goes up, this guy sits. And that's what our goal is. We've let him discover how he gets the reward. When my hand goes up, his rear end goes down, he gets the reward. When my hand goes to the crate, he's going to hear that little noise, and then he gets the reward. It's a very simple process at first, but you're going to see how it develops as we move through this Super Citizen program.